Well, thank you, friends. Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. Now, I hope you all celebrated International Women's Day with the important women in your life. And all women are important. Mother, wife, significant other, partner, she, they. All the fantastic unsung heroes. Thank you, ladies, for all you do and for all you accomplish. The world is so much better from what you do. And, of course, this week also sees the observance of Pi Day on 3/14. Pi. It's a very mysterious, endless number. Now this week, we end up saying goodbye to Exodus as we say hello to the new year, which technically occurs on the 15th, the Ides of March. And just as the Ides arrive, we change the clock and we spring forward. So do not forget to change your clocks, especially the one on your stove and coffee maker. Now, if my computer can change by itself, why can't they all? Wouldn't that be great? It's so hard to change the one in the car that I leave it because sooner or later it's correct again. And this year the Ides, in addition to being the 2065th anniversary of Julius Caesar's assassination, marks the first day of Nisan, the month that the Bible tells us starts the year. We have the new year. And we will read today an event that took place on the new year, and we can commemorate it. Exodus 41. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, on the day of the first month, on the first of the month, you shall set up the tabernacle of the tent of meeting. Now, approximately 3,500 years ago, my friends, on this first day of the year, the tabernacle was set up. The nexus of heaven and earth, the abode where God would meet with man. And while it disappeared from biblical lore, as did the entire Second Temple, we still, after all these years, carry it in our hearts, for that is the true abode of God. And this first month of the year marks the holiday of Passover, the most important holy day in the Bible, the great festival of freedom, which is a scant 2 weeks away. And I will be posting a Passover special before the holiday. Though in addition to those events, we have St. Patrick's Day only a few days away, a time for you to battle the dragons of your life. And of course, do not forget, we're coming up on the spring equinox, spring, a time for love and new beginnings. It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy. Let me try with pleasured hands, take you in the sun to promised lands, show you everyone. It's the time of the season for loving. Now next week, we will devote some time to the equinox and its importance. And it's time to mark the year you want to have. And the booklets are still available for anybody who wants it, to help guide you on what to do for the year. Before we welcome any of these great events, I want to welcome you all as we gather in the collective consciousness of Seekers Showing Faith, any and all faith, and love, any and all love, as a community, a chavora fellowship, expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, house of spirit. Sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody you know. Some physically, the rest digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually. Whatever way you can to gather and share. From Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the entire world. Remember, friends, this is your setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. We all believe in something. It's part of your Kavanah. It is your intention that you put out to the universe. It is your goodwill that you're willing to share. Let's take some time now and send some of that goodwill, which is light and healing, out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everyone. It just floats through space, finding those. So send it out. It knows who needs it. For those you know it, for the souls and spirits of everyone you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world, the tikkun olam, that's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. Let's send thoughts and energy for health and renewal, goodwill for everyone. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. For Hanalea bat Adam v'chudet, Baruch Dayan Ahmed. For Yuri, for Mary, Niden. For Ursula, Frank. For Kay, for Anne. For Alex, for the bee. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, the goodwill and love we all send out. It just circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit. And as we know, my friends, spirit never dies. Mi shaper avotenu makor chavacha nimotenu made source of strength. Bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Let us all have our spirits renewed, my friends, because this is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as He has healed before. Mishaberach, may He who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Now this week, we end the Book of Names with a short double reading, Vayakel and Pekudei, and He assembled and accounts. But what do we get this week in these two readings? It may seem like a lot, but really, what we get is the actual construction of the tabernacle, the ark, the lamp, priestly vestments, and all the other random accoutrements of spiritual worship and practice that were talked about. Now, many of these have taken on the trappings of ego. And remember, it is the transitory aspect of the soul. And I know you all prefer to connect the soul. Now, it's worth reading about the actual construction. It fills in some of the details of a few weeks ago. And to begin with, there's actually an emphasis on something that has nothing to do with construction. It's something we mentioned last week. Exodus 35:2. 6 days work shall be done, and in the seventh day you shall have a holy thing, a Sabbath, a ceasing to the Lord. It's a quick reminder, like we talked about last time, cease for the day. What you'll notice is slight changes start creeping in now in the Torah. Further enhancements, more explanation. Now there's something added to the original order concerning Sabbath. You shall not burn a fire in all of your homes on the Sabbath day. Well, you know what? When the 10 things, as the 10 commandments were known, were uttered, there was nothing about fire. And here it's only fire in your home that's forbidden. What about other places? Well, those kinds of questions have created a multi-thousand-year cottage industry of explanation and interpretation. Keeps me busy. And that crosses all religious lines. But it shouldn't stop. In many ways, there were two huge periods of enlightened debate and interpretation. The period of the Talmud, which went for several hundred years to the Second Temple days, then the medieval ages and the great writings of Maimonides. But since then, there's been far less. And unfortunately, the interpreters of old were given cult-like status, ego, which ground further examination to a halt, a Pesach, as it were. Now, Maimonides is perhaps the last great interpreter, but he was fulfilling the law. Interpret as times change, as laws change, as customs and cultures change. The Talmud reinforces this. We can look to the past, but we must think about the present. We are told to be fluid and rely on learned individuals, judges, scholars, to keep things fresh when needed. Society has changed since the Bible was written. Culture changed, thought processes changed, morals and ethics changed. Cartoons we thought were funny and innocent turn out to be bastions of degradation and negativity. We must change. A tree survives hundreds of years because it is supple and it allows the earth and wind to caress without uprooting. If it were rigid, it would not stand, it would snap. And there is rigid within all religion. Much of the upcoming book of Leviticus is devoted to the ritual practice of sacrifice. When's the last time you participated or observed one? And if it was recently, keep it to yourself. Believe it or not, there have been none since the destruction of the Second Temple under the Romans in 70 AD. No, my friends, religious, spiritual practices must maintain a fluidity, or they too will snap in the wind of change. Now, out of love and desire, we're going to read about how the people come together to help. Exodus 35:4. And Moses said to all of the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, "This is the thing that the Lord commanded, saying, take a donation for the Lord from among you. Everyone whose heart is moved shall bring it. The Lord's donation, gold, silver, and bronze." Now Moses now goes on to list all the things that we'd read about earlier. The skins for the tent, the breastplate, the clothing, the oil, the incense. The list goes on. You know, all know it. And everybody's favorite, of course, the tabernacle, the ark, the menorah. Everything that is fashioned by the hands of all. If a tinker were my trade, would you still find me carrying the pots I made, following behind me? Save my love for loneliness, save my love for sorrow. I give you my onlyness, come give me your tomorrow. Now Moses calls for everybody who wants to help to come and volunteer. And then we're told an extraordinary thing. Exodus 35:22. And the men came together with the women, all whose hearts moved them. Men and women together. In biblical times yet. And they come forward to help Bezalel and Oholiab with the construction. They are working in equal participation, driven by the Spirit in their hearts. Well, what's in your heart, my friends? Do you give from love? Do you give of yourself, of your time, of your wealth? The equal participation ended up going the way of the dodo for quite a while. In fact, it's still working its way back to balance. And then one of the most shocking things you will ever read is in Exodus 36:5. And they said to Moses, saying, the people are bringing more than enough for the construction, for the work that the Lord has commanded to do it. Now, when's the last time a religious institution said enough? Not in my many lifetimes. Friends, the people are commanded to bring donations, yet they act with a kind of zeal that reflects more than just obedience to a commandment. They bring far more than what was required of them, because this is the love. This is an essential concept, ultimately, for the entire notion of law and commandment in Judaism. The law is not regarded as a burden. It is mandatory, but one fulfills it out of choice and with joy. Now, accordingly, the word for commandment, mitzvah, has two meanings to this day. It means a law that must be obeyed, but it also is commonly understood to mean a good deed freely performed. And we've all heard the expression, it's a mitzvah. And it's always said in terms of it's a good thing, it's a blessing. Yes, we go through all of the actual manufacture of what was listed before, right? In this very short little thing. Exodus 37:1. And Bezalel made the ark of acacia wood, its length 2.5 cubits, its width 1.5 cubits, and its height 1.5 cubits. Now remember, this item served special purposes. It was a box designed to hold the covenant, which is the tablets of the Lord. Some manna. Maybe even the Urim and Thummim were housed here between uses. But it also served as the throne of God. Exodus 37:6. And he made an atonement dais of pure gold, its length 2.5 cubits, and its width 1.5 cubits. And he made 2 cherubs of gold, and he made them of hammered work at the 2 ends of the atonement dais, 1 cherub at one end, 1 cherub at the other end. And he made the cherubs from the atonement dais at its 2 sides. It's like the transformer of boxes. And we read all the details of the things we've seen in pictures, imaginings, recreations of images that immediately transport us through time, back to our roots, to the beginning of our spiritual practices that have been part of our DNA for thousands of years. Friends, these things were just modernizations of previous tools of worship, just as we continue to refine the tools of time, sometimes in the belief that we are simply saying, thank you. You pulled me out of bondage, and you made me renewed inside. Filled up a hunger that had always been denied. Opened up a door no man can shut, and you opened it up so wide. And you've chosen me be among the few. What can I do for you? Now we go through the machinations of bringing to fruition all of the things announced. And then we're told the people are ready to move on. They've been in the desert at the mountain of God for over a year. And the official wilderness journey is about to begin. We have finished Exodus. Yes, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free. Honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed, my friend. Share and honor the light, and all who live in light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love, and pray for peace and freedom for everyone. An end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we're a community. We learn together, we celebrate each other, we love each other, we share this ride together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear, send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please do. Learn to forgive and learn to love, including yourself. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them, and take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn to be the love. So please do love. Now bless you all. Have a fantastic week. Week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your intentions and use them to imprint your will on the universe, because we set in motion everything that happens. Our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect, everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those you've hurt. You learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? Because if you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle. Just as I have faith in the principle of love in all of you, act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none, cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. And work to be present in the body, my friends. Expand your heart, quiet your mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in your consciousness, in your ability to be mindful, aware, present, congruent in all of life's circumstances. Make the most of your time in this life, and continue to touch and transform the lives around you, because you're never alone. You're forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet, health, love, and renewal to everyone you come across. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transformed. Friends, your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous. Bless others and bless yourself, and love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for somebody else, because someone will always be there for you. And you don't have to know it. They'll always be there. Continue to explore faith and belief, and never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel, others have felt. Whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together, my friends. We learn together. We help each other. We are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support we all have or could have. A special someone in our lives, so find them. Tell them what they mean, and remember that you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. Watch your words, because they can hurt you, but they'll heal you. They can imprison you, but they will free you. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive, and keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. And remember, celebrate and see miracles all around you. Our journey across the desert of fear and lack is our journey home. And we are all together, alone, on that journey. I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On a tour of one-night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand. Every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping. Home, where my music's playing. Home, where my love lies waiting silently for me. Now, home is where the heart is, my friends, and the heart is the home of God. Thank you for joining me, my friends. Keep sharing the light. Practice forgiveness. Be thankful. Be gracious. Be kind. Be loving. Believe in yourself. Spread a little goodwill to the world. Continue to be a miracle in someone's life, and get ready to set the world the way you want it to be. And we're going to do that next week when we have the spring equinox. Take care, and I will see you all soon.